Imagine a character stepping out of the shadows.
Ooh, setting a scene. I like it.
Right. And before they say a single word or, before the lighting even fully catches their face, you already know they're
Oh,
dangerous.
absolutely.
You know they're wealthy, and you know they're hiding some massive secret. And you haven't heard a single line of dialogue yet.
Which is the magic of film.
It really is. How do we know all this? Well, it's because of the exact drape of their overcoat, or like the sharp, almost aggressive cut of the shoulder.
Right, the silhouette.
Exactly. Or the subtle, really expensive sheen of a fabric that just absorbs the ambient light a little too greedily. The clothing has already started telling you the story.
It speaks before the actors do.
It really does. So, welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission today is to uncover this hidden, silent language of cinema. We are exploring this amazing, comprehensive document called Costume Design for Film, The Art of Storytelling Through Clothes.
It's a fantastic resource.
It really is. And we want to show you how absolutely every stitch, every thread, every tarnished button you see on a screen is meticulously chosen to build worlds and reveal secrets.
Nothing is accidental.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this because to me, costume design isn't just picking out nice outfits from a rack. It's like a visual secret code hidden right in plain sight. And today, we're going to teach you exactly how to read it.
I am so ready for this.
Yeah.
It really is a language of its own and a remarkably potent one at that.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled we're diving into this because my core philosophy has always been that knowledge is most valuable when you can actually apply it.
Oh, totally.
Right. By the time we finish this deep dive, the way you watch a movie or, stream a show, it's going to fundamentally change. Once you understand the underlying mechanics of this visual language, you really can never unsee it.
I love that. So before we get into the deeply technical process of like how these garments are physically constructed and aged, which is wild, by the way, we need to establish exactly what they are doing structurally on screen.
Right. The fundamental purpose.
Yeah. The clothing speaks first. And a crucial distinction we really need to make right away, based on the source, is that costume design is not fashion.
No, not at all.
It's not about what is trending in Paris or what looks conventionally attractive on a magazine cover. It is strictly about narrative storytelling.
Exactly. I mean, everyday fashion is fundamentally about personal expression, right? It's about how an individual wants to be perceived in their daily life.
Yeah.
But costume design operates on a completely different frequency. Its entire purpose is to manipulate the viewer's subconscious.
Oh, manipulate. I like that word for it.
Well, it's true. It has to answer immediate, critical narrative questions. Within seconds of a character stepping into the frame, their silhouette and their textiles need to tell you, who is this person?
Where do they come from?
Exactly. What is their profession? What is their socioeconomic status?
Yeah.
And crucially, they have to do this without drawing attention to the fact that they're doing it.
And it goes way beyond just, putting a king in a crown or a detective in a trench coat. It's about how the specific weight and texture of a fabric anchors an entire reality.
Mm-hmm.
So think about the old cliche of judging a book by its cover.
Right.
Like, in the real world, you walk into a professional meeting and you instantly make assumptions about someone based on their presentation. On screen, filmmakers are weaponizing those assumptions on purpose. I like to think of costume design like the architectural load-bearing walls of a house.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's totally invisible to the naked eye when it's done right. You just walk through the house and admire the rooms.
Yeah.
But if those internal structures are built wrong, say, a character's collar is slightly too relaxed for the rigid authority they're supposed to project, the entire emotional structure of the scene collapses.
Yes. The audience won't consciously know why, but they just won't believe the character. What's fascinating here is how universal this psychological manipulation really is. Filmmakers use our deepest, most primal visual associations. Take the texture of a worn heavy leather jacket.
Oh, classic.
Right. Why does that instantly communicate rebellion or independence to us?
Well, I mean, leather implies armor, right?
Exactly. It implies a friction against the natural world. It's a refusal to conform to the soft, tailored shapes of high society. When we see a character in rigid, highly structured wool, our brain reads constraint, rules, tradition.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And when we see sleek, synthetic, seamless materials, our brain projects us into the future, This visual language transcends spoken dialogue entirely.
And it builds this immediate, unbroken immersion for the viewer. Like, if we are dropping into a medieval kingdom, the costume designer isn't just thinking about the shape of a tunic.
No.
They're thinking about the socioeconomic reality of the dyes available in that specific fictional region. Like, if the costumes look like they were mass-produced in a modern factory, the illusion of that world shatters before the exposition even begins.
Precisely. They establish the tone and the physical gravity of the setting. It's all about building immediate audience trust.
Which brings up a dynamic that is just utterly brilliant in the source material, the evolution of these load-bearing walls.
Ah, yes. Character arcs.
Yeah, because if a costume establishes who a character is at the very start of the story, it also has to carry the burden of showing who they are becoming. The wardrobe operates as this highly detailed visual map of a character's emotional growth.
It is the physical manifestation of the character arc, operating right on the surface. And we see this subtle evolution all the time.
Give me an example.
Okay, imagine a character who begins the film trapped in a really oppressive corporate environment. A designer won't just put them in a suit. They will tailor that suit to be a millimeter too tight across the shoulders.
Oh, to make them look physically uncomfortable.
Exactly. They'll use stiff, unyielding fabrics, high restrictive collars. The character looks physically trapped. But as the story progresses and the character, breaks the rules or finds personal freedom, the wardrobe structurally changes.
The fabrics transition to breathable linens.
Yes. The silhouettes become looser, the collars drop, formal becomes casual. The audience feels the character's newfound freedom because they visually see the physical constraint being removed.
It's incredible. And it works in reverse, too. Like, you see pristine armor at the beginning of the fantasy epic, but as the film goes on, that armor becomes dented, deeply scratched, caked in mud.
Taking real battle damage.
Right. It's not just dirtying up the actor. It's a visual ledger of the physical and emotional toll the journey has taken on them. Or consider a character who starts out draped in incredibly rich, opulent silks, and they slowly transition to wearing simple, unadorned cotton or wool.
It signifies hardship, obviously. But it can also signify a stripping away of ego, a newfound humility.
And layered intricately on top of all that structural evolution is the profound science of color psychology. A designer can communicate raw, shifting emotion without the actor ever opening their mouth.
Color is arguably their most powerful tool.
Here is where I want to get specific, because we all know the basic associations, right? Like red is passion, blue is calm. But how does this actually function mechanically on a set? It's not just about the symbolic meaning, it's about how the camera lens treats the color, right?
Absolutely. Let's look at the mechanics of red. It's not just that red represents power or danger, it's that high saturation red actually pulls the focal point of the camera lens.
Wait, literally?
Literally.
Yeah.
It physically forces the human eye to look at that specific character, even in a crowded room of 100 extras. If a director needs a character to exude an unignorable, dangerous magnetism, the designer uses red to hijack the viewer's optic nerve.
That is wild.
Blue, on the other hand, operates completely differently. Blue recedes. It suggests intelligence, loyalty, calmness. It grounds the character in the frame without aggressively demanding attention.
What about black and white?
Black is incredibly heavy. It absorbs light entirely, creating this impenetrable wall of mystery or authority, or fear in some contexts. White reflects all light, signaling a stark, almost blinding purity or innocence, hope sometimes.
And green.
Green anchors a character to the natural world. It can suggest organic growth, or conversely, a really sickly envy, depending on the undertone of the dye.
And designers use these color palettes like surgical tools. I mean, they will subtly shift the temperature of a character's shirts over an entire season of television to signal internal corruption.
Or redemption.
Right. A character might start in stark, crisp whites, and over 10 episodes, those whites slowly shift to off-whites, then to pale grays, visually tracking their moral decay.
It's brilliant.
And then zooming in even closer than color, you have the tiny anchors, the accessories, hats, glasses, watches, belts.
Those small details are where the deepest character work happens.
Yeah.
Think about it. A specific pair of thick architectural glasses can instantly make a character look severe and intellectual.
And then they remove them in a later scene.
Exactly. And suddenly that same character looks remarkably vulnerable and exposed. Or a vintage watch. It might tell us that a character is desperately clinging to the past or honoring a dead parent. These are the visual symbols the audience latches onto.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting to me. I'm going to push back on a massive assumption people make about this industry.
Oh, let's hear it.
When we talk about costume design, everyone's mind immediately goes to the massive fantasy epics or the sprawling, futuristic sci-fi blockbusters.
Sure, the showy stuff.
Right. The giant 50-pound alien armor or the incredibly elaborate royal gowns. And yes, those look impressive. But reading through the research, I kept thinking, is modern drama actually the trickiest genre to design for?
I see where you're going.
Because if you are relying on these subtle, realistic wardrobe choices to show emotional